What's cracking, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more hardcore, and back with some more Formek. And we're going to go back to another tune from Formek on Mokum, and in fact this one is an entire EP or release from Formek exclusively. Mokum 209, huge fan of this record. All 4 tracks are great. We're going to start with a tune that I did react to on my old channel, but for multiple reasons I wanted to react to it. One, as I keep saying, my older videos got compressed, so the sound won't be quite as good. Number 2, you know, sort of a sad thing, but I shot that video on the last night where my cat Soleh was still in somewhat like normal health, but by the end of that night, he had started to have issues to the point where I had to take him to an overnight vet, and that began the like day-and-a-half long process of ultimately recognizing that it was the point where I was going to have to euthanize him because his quality of life was going to be declining like very rapidly. So when I went to like repost that video, it was like it just kind of made me sad. It made me think like, you know what, I just want to kind of like have a new experience with that tune and just kind of like push that memory association a little bit into the past. Not of course forgetting my cat in any way. I will always love Soleh the Techno Cat. But like I said, it was just a video that I felt like for a number of reasons I wanted to redo. So we're going to listen to a tune he did called Shut Up. This tune has a high acid component, which you know, not only am I a huge fan of Gabber and the early hardcore sound, but anytime you throw in a 303, I'm even more on board. I will forever be a hopeless 303 addict. So here we go. This is Formek Shut Up on Mokum 209, and this is from 2020. So here we go. It's been hot in California, what can I tell you? I love this sort of, you know, we're waiting, it's kind of like frayed, it's like dissonant, but it sounds also like it's, you know, been like irradiated, and now we have this almost like surveillance alarm. What the hell is going on? Anytime Roberto's kicks and bass lines first come into the tune, it's always one of those like, oh my god, did you hear that? It's always one of those moments. None more so, you know, first tune I heard by him, No Mortal Ever. The way the kick drops into that one, forget about it. Oh my god. I love the way that acid melody or atmosphere creeps into the track. Sounds like organ acid. Commanding. It's a very like big fucking like let's go kind of tune. The acid work, my god. Takes what had been doing before, but now it like it adds like 16th notes instead of like quarter notes. Like it makes it faster and choppier. Feels like the built-up static discharge has to be released now. What the hell is going on? I love that. It was like, it was trending down, but it was like fluctuating on the way down. Yep. Hear this acid one? What about And now that irradiated, kind of phased out sort of a ghostly graveyard kind of vibe too. I love the acid coming back in there to let you know we're going to do one more drop of this, but also I love the hat coming in at that moment. Or the hat, the clap. My brain was like, nope, you didn't say what you meant. Monstrous. Acid monstrous. Another like acid lovers hardcore tune. So now we're into the outro, and it kind of like it cooled the intensity of the acid work a little bit. Like it's still there doing its business, but as we went into the outro, it's like, all right, turn the temperature down a little bit. But the bass line is just ferocious. I love it. Again, excellent tune, and a tune which really sort of showcases, I think, his acid skill. Excuse me. I mentioned when I reacted to his remix of the Quantum Theory, there's a like 20-30 second segment in that tune that's maybe my favorite acid work that he's ever done, but there are a lot of other good examples, and this is another fantastic one. And I'm now remembering when I first got this record, you know, before I was doing what I'm doing now on YouTube, there were times when I would record like 30 seconds of me playing a record, usually while I was actually mixing a set, sometimes when I was just like messing around with records. But I remember posting like a 30-second clip of the first breakdown and drop, where that first build of the acid and release. And I remember one of my friends who follows, or not follows my Facebook, but he comments on a lot of the Facebook videos where I post like acid trance and acid techno mixes and even some Goa trance. He's a guy who goes back to the 90s. This guy Beardy Weirdy. He's really into like acid techno and acid trance, but also some Goa and like Psy, so on. But I remember he commented, he's like, hey bro, that's a really fucking cool tune, because I had tagged Roberto in it, and I was like, hey Roberto, I love this track from you, man. And I remember Beardy commented, I was like, hey, this is a really cool tune, you know, shout out to you for making this one. And yeah, as I listen to it now, that is what I think. Again, big ups to Roberto. It's an amazing track. I really do think it showcases his acid skill excellently. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if this one is the one for you on this one, as it is for me. All 4 tracks are good. They're really good. They are excellent. But this one I think is my favorite. I really do like Amsterdam XXX though. It's another one I reacted to on my old channel, but I'm going to redo that one. So hopefully you're here for it. Let me know if you are. Other than that, thank you for listening and watching. I do appreciate it. Have a good day. Have a good night. See you next time.